pumped for the matchup. Let's go.
Chat, here we go. A perfectly timed donation by Flip the Bet. $100 added to the prize pool for Fahad versus ApparentlyJack. We have got a nice $100 matchup, best of 7. I'm just going to let them know that they're playing for $100 at least. Chat, we are coming off of a Fahad Feer Fest 2 victory. Fahad, as of yesterday on YouTube as well, everybody's caught up, Twitch and YouTube. Fahad took the win over KV1 to crown himself the Feer Fest 2 champ. He seemed to be on fire in 1v1s. But lots of people will like to talk about the fact that maybe not every best player in the world was there. And on the other side of the field today, we have ApparentlyJack. Definitely one of the guys that people would list saying he did not participate in the event. Therefore, can we really say Fahad is the greatest of all time? But we'll find out right now. We're going to get Fahad against Jack to see how would it have gone had Jack been able to play the Feer Fest. I think he would have really liked to if it weren't for the fact that he was on holiday during that time. Lots of people were, and that's understandable. It was a time that I could run it because I was on holiday. So naturally, lots of the players will also be unable to do it because they're on holiday. But yes, chat, it is a best of 7. These guys agreed to best of 7 themselves. They want a nice long matchup between each other to truly find out who's the best. And I think the fans are more than happy to watch more of Jack and Fahad. So Jack, nice quick double jump to tap it over. Be aware of the 4 other players. Yeah, I know we're back to 1v1. We're back to 1v1. We've been talking so much about 3v3. But we're back to our roots, man. The prime content. This is where we want to be. Fahad has been called the ground goat by Christian in chat and by many other people. But Jack, a huge flick, full field, trying to take back the title of a top ground player, although ApparentlyJack can be everywhere on the field. Fahad in the Fennec. I don't think Fahad played Fennec, did he? In the Feer Fest, he was in the Octane. Jack rocking the Dignitas decal. I love it, man. All of Dignitas seem to be rocking the decal. I think it makes these esports players extra strong, especially after watching Space Station, all in their Space Station decals. Fahad, aggressive challenge here in the corner. Jack kind of lost it, though, a little bit. Jack playing that really fast, despite, Fahad being all the way out at midfield. He was really trying to keep the pace up and just got way too strong of a touch that Fahad was able to dunk away. But good pressure from Fahad to even be around the play there, because I think some players would be, more afraid to come in and challenge in the corner there.
Let's go ApparentlyJack.
Save and thank you for the tier 1 for 5 months. Appreciate it. Jack finding himself some open field. Slapping in a 4th. Jack looking like he was going to take that off the bounce for potential air dribble. A lot of players with a high bounce like that will use the momentum they get for free to air dribble, and then maybe he went for the surprise play on the power shot, especially off of the volley. Not letting it hit the ground definitely makes me think that he was going just for, an off-cycle touch, because otherwise, why not let it hit the ground, get so much extra power? But Fahad ties it up. Are we going to see a wall to air dribble? It is a perfect setup here. Jack won't challenge him early. We'll let him get into it. The flip reset. Doesn't use it. Instead, just 50s. And nice dodge the demo. Got Jack to not miss, but not save away the first attempt. Just couldn't corral it for another one in time. Jack the fake jump. Nowhere near convincing enough. Fahad can just sit underneath the ball and tap it away. Jack, he was trying to fake jump to keep Fahad from challenging, but doing so launched him so far forward to the point where he was just deep underneath the play. So at the end of the fake jump, he is just so far out of position, there was nothing he could do to get back. So he either needed to fully commit, or he needed to not fake jump in the first place so he could stay a little bit better positioned. Fahad, nice use of the flip into the air dribble. I think that accelerated it a little bit faster than Jack expected. Jack in control in this kickoff. Found a way to grab the back corner boost as well. I'm not sure what he's hoping for with that backflip. Maybe wanted to touch the ball, but was so far away from it. Missed touch from Jack. Great camera usage there to check to see if Fahad was coming to dive in and punish him for his mistake. Made it so he didn't have to panic as much in net and could wait as he recognizes Fahad not around. But Fahad a save and a counter. Jack had the early lead. I think Jack was up maybe 4-2, maybe even maybe just 4-3. But since then, Fahad on a big run as the game winds down. Fahad with another first possession. Interesting shot. It's in. Oh my goodness. It was like he scooped underneath the ball. I don't know if he was going for a bump all along, but he ends up getting underneath it and using the flip to get not only move the ball, but also bump Jack. I'm not sure if he was intending to do both, if he was trying to just redirect it, or if he was trying to get around the ball to bump Jack. But either way, both parts of it work well. He gets himself an 8th. Jack has been very complimentary of Fahad taking over the game here. Almost every shot, Jack is giving him a nice shot. These guys, very nice dudes. Jack really seems like one of the most, chill, down-to-earth players that I've talked with. So, and that's a good mindset to have, and it's an important mindset to have as a ones player who plays as much ones as him. You've got to be able to go next, and he seems to have absolutely no trouble doing that at all. Jack, a nice kickoff win. He wanted to wait long enough to potentially take a shot, but he's forced to wave dash it into the corner and just grab boost instead. Oh, Jack trying to get a shot out of that. I guess he needs one with a minute left to go. It was going to be a really tough possession. He could have fell to the corner, picked up another 100, and prolonged the possession. Likely gotten a better opportunity than that really tight touch he went for. But he does kind of need, I guess he doesn't really need goals that quick. He just thought he could get it. Jack going to take Fahad off the map. The YouTube commenters are already typing their chats about Jack only ever demos. Jack can only win when he demos. If somebody gets a single demo in a game, you will see that comment. Oh, I hate Jack. He can only win by demoing. Jack, air dribble bump. Oh, that's not, the YouTube commenters are not going to like that either. But he doesn't score on it. Fahad handles the pressure well. A great save on the air dribble bump. And Jack, desperate to get something going in the corner. Not going to work. Fahad, great wave dash to recover quickly off the corner. Not just demos, but bumps as well. You're true. You're true. You're true. You're right. Commenters, not fans of the bumps and demos. Jack, this is all just for fun here, this wall to air dribble, whether it goes in or not. Game number 1 will be going to Fahad, 6-9. Chat's favorite number. Favorite scoreline. Game number 1 in the best of 7 going to Fahad. Game number 2. Jack and Fahad. Fahad absolutely taking control of that game in the second half. This is my fault. Chat spam right now is totally my fault. I could have not alluded to that and we would be fine. So I just want to let everybody know that that is my fault. I did this to myself. Fahad and Jack at midfield vying for possession as they single jump slowly over each other. Fahad, I don't know if he needed that 100 as bad as he made it seem. I feel like there was a shot attempt available, but he actually dove deeper to the 100 and had to drive back to the ball to get his air roll shot. The shot was certainly stronger since he had the 100, but I think if he times it earlier and just focuses on the shot right away, he might have had an opportunity. This is a tough angle that Fahad tried to find. Now with no boost, he's forced out to midfield. Nice fake challenge. Get Jack to flick early. I think Jack had a really... Oh my goodness, Fahad, you've got to save it at some point, though. You've got to save it at some point. You can't just watch it forever. Jack gave a slight tap. Yeah, I mean, Fahad has more than enough to save it. He just thought he could catch it and take it for a much better dribble than if he sent it to the corner. But instead, he just lets it fall all the way in. So I don't know if that's the play. Ooh, Jack trying to catch Fahad out of position. His power shot does not connect, though. Fahad doesn't really have the boost to air dribble bump. That's why you see him going for it so late. Jack, the pinch! Oh, that's amazing. That is a great, great pinch. One of the best we've seen. Fahad trying the air dribble bump with no boost means his recovery is going to be late. And Jack just takes it to the wall and pitches it perfectly on line. One bounce. One bounce is the only, downside that we can give to Jack. Nearly perfect. But you got to continue to strive for more and more perfection. So we will point out that it did bounce just barely on the goal line, but nasty shot from Jack. Jack up 2-0. Early challenge. He does not want to let Fahad get back to that ball. Maybe get a reset. Maybe be able to create the play. When he sees the separation, as soon as Fahad gets a really strong touch off the wall, that's when he knows it's time to challenge. It's when you can be sure that your challenge will succeed. As long as that player isn't on top of the ball, they can't change the trajectory. So Jack took the risk and saved it away. Jack gonna let this one bounce out. Fahad seems like he doesn't want to pressure. What a 50 by ApparentlyJack, getting the flip reset and wheels in front of it. Kind of a double benefit situation where getting the wheels in front of it on the 50 helps kill it in his favor, but also gives him that reset to quickly recover. Jack has been playing really quick all over the field. Not like, we've seen him play sometimes in the past. I know when we watched him play both in the Feer Fest 1 and in the NA versus EU games, he was playing slower than I think I've seen anybody play. He was just slowing down the game so much, and no one could do anything about it. Even though he brought it to a halt, once you were waiting in net, it was just too late. He would always find a way to outplay you. Right now, though, he is definitely playing with some serious pace. Pre-jumping some stuff on defense and always seeming to speed up the ball when possible. Of course, as I say that, he takes the ball down for a dribble for one of the first times in a while. But Aminex, thank you for the tier 1, by the way. I appreciate that. Brand new tier 1. Welcome to the crew. Jack will take his free goal. Fahad's going to give him one, as he feels like he can't pressure at midfield. Doesn't have a tight enough turn to make a good challenge. And then his mistake was just that one flip towards the corner. He recognized immediately after the flip that he shouldn't be, leaving the net open. But once you commit with a jump and a flip, it's tough to come back from. Fahad, though, a slight tap. This goal explosion has put us underwater. Jack not able to shadow, get the save. Jack, the immediate kickoff goal. We haven't seen too many of these, but Jack is going to get one here. Just sets himself up off the volley, too. Nice. Swift, thank you for the tier 1, man. Also a brand new tier 1. Welcome to the squad. Fahad, patience on the dribble, but Jack, he fights through it and gets himself an open net. This is Fahad's game. People calling him the ground goat for a reason. Does such a good job of breaking down defenders usually on the ground, and tried to drop that dribble down for a low 50. And we should have watched from Jack's perspective to see what he did so right to completely crush his way through that, because it didn't seem like Fahad was that terribly positioned. And yet the challenge resulted in, a very quick goal. But this is what I'm talking about from Jack. Notice how he's instantly jumping as he gets the touch on the save. That is the kind of not panicky play, because really Fahad wasn't around, but the kind of like quick play that we see from usually non-AppJack players. Usually he's just very, very calm and calculating. It does eventually result in a goal. I'm not really sure if that double jump on the goal line was the reason why, but it certainly didn't help him. Fahad. Nice first possession. We haven't seen too many direct kickoff goals for Fahad, but this is, you know, a few times in a row now that he's gotten a really good first possession. Jack wanted to shadow closer to the play and ended up following a little bit too deep to the side wall, because as soon as Fahad cut it, I think Jack realized he was out of position, too far away from the net, and his only hope was that backflip challenge, which did not succeed. But, you know, Jack is getting these kickoff goals even easier. I mean, we talked about that immediate possession. I would say this one was even more casual than what Fahad needed to do. I wonder if Fahad could have challenged that early, because he went to their back corner boost. And obviously, you know, that's the best for the long term if he is able to save Jack's shot. But I wonder if he should have realized that he was in big trouble. That was a crazy save. Yeah, Fahad knows it too. Jack, with absolutely no boost coming off the side wall, positioned himself perfect. He's throwing the thanks. You've got another save to make. Jack is quick chatting on the goal line. Oh, he said nice shot. That's why he felt so bad. I didn't see that. He said he said nice shot. Absolutely trolling Fahad. What a save. No. Nice shot, dude. Your shot was trash. Jack couldn't live with himself. Couldn't even wait until a stoppage in play. Had to throw out the thanks while actively needing to save a shot on the goal line. But I tell you what, the difference this game has been these kickoffs for Jack. Jack has just gotten enough of these to keep his edge. He just keeps winning great first possessions. And I haven't been paying enough attention to see if he's winning specifically diagonals or straight kickoffs. Sometimes you'll see trends with the way these guys play the certain setups on the kickoff. If so, I would hope that Fahad starts to mix up whatever those kickoffs are, because Jack definitely has the upper hand. So 7-5, Jack will tie up the series, even if Fahad slams it in, which he will not. AppJack, you guys heard it here, very toxic. Will give you a nice shot when he saves your shot. This is kind of a tough server for Fahad. I feel like 112 or 108 is pretty rough for him. We definitely can roll servers if he wants a different EU server. But yeah, that makes sense. That was something I never thought of. I don't know if it'll be in the YouTube video because it was in between the games, but Jack was asking Fahad whether or not the Middle East guys play on Middle East servers for the Middle East RLCS, because when we played in the Feer Fest, when we had all Middle East games, every player requested EU servers, despite the fact that they get, you know, 20-ish ping, I imagine, on Middle East servers versus the 100 they get on EU. The Middle East servers, I guess, were just not good enough for it to be worth it for them. But it sounds like the answer is that the Middle East guys play on Middle East servers for the RLCS. RLCS Middle East servers are good. Okay, that's true. I think Psyonix does have some dedicated servers for RLCS. So maybe the ranked ones are garbage, but as long as they have good ones for the official games. AppJack with another early start and another couple good kickoffs, or at least one good kickoff we just saw. Fahad will get one back, though. Great pass, says Jack as he finishes it off for him. That was a nice touch. I mean, Fahad touching it to the side wall, making it look like he might clear it out of like a shooting position, and that's what convinces Jack to come so far out to potentially stop him from doing that. So just an important little mix-up. Kind of things that, you know, will get you goals that if you're not doing, you know, Jack positions easily, and that doesn't even look like there's any chance at a kickoff goal. That being said, Jack up 3-1. Lots and lots of scoring. I think this time, Fahad trying to stay with the play off a kickoff despite not having boost, and Jack just able to bully him since he was able to pick up 100. Man, I mean, we got to start watching what Fahad's doing, I think. Yeah, Fahad didn't seem like he got very center on that ball, but it didn't seem terribly positioned. In fact, it also seemed like he was on the right side, which you'd think would push it left, if anything. But let's see. What is Fahad doing here? The kickoffs have not been going well for him. This time he flipped not directly through the ball, I would say. Flipped past the ball as he got to midfield. He tried to get goal side, and I don't know if he used his side flip in order to help him get goal side, which means he's going to push through, you know, the side of the ball instead of directly through the center. But one thing that Fahad could do is stop going to kickoffs. We've seen that work for a lot of people, just completely faking them because, you know, it seems like he's got good reason to right now. Jack has just, you know, erased every other part of the game just by constantly scoring kickoffs. Nice touch by Jack, man. I mean, all of this comes from that initial kickoff possession, right? Fahad has had to be in defense ever since that very first play. And so he ends up touching this too far away with his 10 boost. But you see him jumping early to try and contest. I mean, he just has to play so worried, so panicked, knowing that he's playing with a severe boost disadvantage. Jack could come up to try and take it away at any time. Jack, flip reset. A nasty shot, but not on line, and he will let Fahad get a second. It's been all Jack, maybe getting a little bit too comfortable as he misses his flick. Is Jack recording this? I'm not sure. Maybe he is, maybe he's not. I definitely don't tell people that they can't. They can record it, they can stream it, they can do whatever they want with it. Fahad missing that top right corner. Jack. Oh, wait, nice bump. Neither one of them had the boost, but it did seem like Jack was still going to get, you know, an opportunity for a shot. But I think Fahad clipped him a little bit. His tight angle saved away. Fahad wants to stop this bounce somehow, but the timing just doesn't work out. There's no way for him to get up and make a good contest. So finally, we've gotten into the open field. I think it's taken, you know, half a game to get to a spot where we're not just playing the kickoff sequence. And this should favor Fahad because, I mean, really just because the kickoffs have been the opposite of favoring him. But nice low 50, good read of the challenge. Jack gets a 7th. Fahad maybe feeling like he needs to put some goals on the board, taking a riskier challenge than maybe he normally would because he got way above that ball. Watching it from his perspective, maybe if we had saw it a little bit earlier, we could have seen even more. But hey, that's a good sign right there. Let's see if we can see what Fahad did on this kickoff because obviously it worked much better for him. I mean, I don't know. He even missed the boost, it seemed like. Doesn't seem too terribly different than what he had been doing before. He does get goal side. Maybe those direct kickoffs are, you know, a better position for him because once again, on a slightly off center kickoff or a diagonal kickoff, it just hasn't gone well for him. He lost this one as well. And even though Jack didn't directly score, what a shot! Dude, that's a crazy shot. I mean, it just looks like a power shot, but playing it this quickly off the wall, a great read, good swing setup to get a 114 kilometer per hour shot. Anything that wasn't that fast wasn't going to score. It needed to be as much of a boomer as it was in order to get it past Fahad. Oh, that's not what you want to do. And it works off the best for him. So maybe he's got to start delaying it. Flipping completely away from the play, it seemed, at the start of that kickoff. Fahad, nice. The bounce dribble breaks down Jack. Good recognition not to shoot for the net on the first touch. Jack is pre-jumping, covering, you know, basically the entirety of the net with that pre-jump. But Fahad isn't looking for the net. Instead, chips it off the back wall. And this is interesting. Jack with a huge kickoff mix-up. A big delay. And it's interesting because he has had the edge. And why not just continue to crush the straight kickoffs until Fahad learns his lesson. But he knows what he's doing. Even though Fahad gets an early shot, Jack gets the counter. 9-4. Jack has been on fire ever since the end of the first game. Fahad got that first game win, and Jack has just been in control of the series ever since. But it's a long one. Fahad's got a while to come back. Is Musty. Saved by Jack off the post. He's got Jack in net. This defense from Jack, I feel like, is not what I'm used to seeing from him. So many pre-jumps. He gets Fahad to shoot high. It costs him so much boost to make all these saves, though, and he's not out of danger's way just yet. He's going to send it out to midfield, but Fahad should be able to gain a possession. I'm surprised Jack didn't go back to the corner. He will now, and I think he would have been in a much more dire situation had Fahad not made that mechanical mistake at midfield, but it doesn't matter. He still has enough time to turn around, set up the play, and flick it above Jack. Jack did not want an early challenge as Fahad collected that dribble, but might have been a good time to when a player loses possession. Sometimes it takes him a bit to get back going. Could be a time to strike, but also quick recoveries like to expose people in those same spots. So hard to say. Jack gonna go up 10-5. No matter what's happening in this game, seems like Jack will be taking it. Fahad needs to be thinking at a series level right now. What can he do? The past 2 games have not been good for him. Fahad trying to punish Jack for staying too close. This was a kickoff, kickoff win by Fahad. Jack not immediately retreating to net, trying to hang out in midfield, see if he can, disrupt what Fahad was doing. And Fahad just recognizes that and powers on a shot that could have been saved had Jack played a little bit differently. Maybe this is not the end of the game. It probably is. 15 seconds left to go. Fahad not going to get 4. He might get a 7th right here, though, if he snipes the bottom left corner. 8 seconds for 3. Jack would have to essentially gift it, I think. I don't think any player trying to win a game that's as good as Jack lets 3 kickoff goals go in 8 seconds. GG. Game number 3 going to ApparentlyJack as the momentum swings in favor of the Englishman. Server looks pretty decent, chat. We got 96 ping for Fahad. He just had to go through and rewire his entire internet, probably. I don't know. Whatever he did, he seemed to fix it. And we got to chat with the chat for a while, so it wasn't so bad. And if you're here on YouTube, it was instant for you. Look at you. Truly a bunch of chads on the YouTube. Didn't have to wait a moment. So Fahad, at the end of that last game, if you if you didn't see, as he literally owned goals to start this one, his internet seemed to be deteriorating. Towards the end of that game, he had some really poor connection. And so we basically figured it out for him. We couldn't get him a good server. I think he did a bunch of resetting of internet on his end. And now he's back. And to apologize for apologize for taking some time, he decides to own goal. It's only fair. He says, I'll go down 1 goal, and I'll just slap the ball directly in my net as my punishment for my internet. That's the only explanation we can make for why he instantly scored on himself. But he also scores on Jack, so now it's 1-1. Definitely a timeout for the ages, and it seems to have worked, because Fahad seems to be back in complete form. Winning kickoffs, booming power shots, controlling the game completely in the first 35 seconds. Fahad trying to get away with a fake touch, and he ultimately did because he was still there for the save. But you see he tried to turn midfield and get Jack to back off. Jack called the bluff and almost got a kickoff shot. Fahad, he was trying to get a touch into the corner. What a shot. That's a really tough play to make. But Fahad was trying to get a touch. It wouldn't have been a big deal with 0 boost if he could get a touch without jumping. And that's what he was trying to do. He was trying to go up into the corner and just continue that dribble away, but it came just far enough off that he couldn't get it, and it was not worth, with 0 boost, jumping off. So then Jack recognized he was in an awkward spot, and that's a really tight angle shot. Impressive shot from Jack. Jack, patience on the side wall, waiting to see what Fahad will do. Ultimately going for the power shot that Fahad is able to save. This midfield dance, Fahad got ahead of himself. Both these guys kind of turning and faking at the ball, trying to, you know, outplay the other. And I think Fahad just ended up driving too far past it, and when he finally decided to make his challenge, he just connected with, you know, the wrong side of the ball because he was past the play at that point. Smart backflip. And another smart backflip from Jack. Fahad backflipping in order to not just tap it straight to Jack, and Jack doing the same shortly after. But now open space. Fahad on this much better connection has seemed to do well. But Jack stops him. Good shadow defense. Much more even matchup here as we return back from our ping despairs. Fahad will take it the full length of the field. Jack camping in the corner with 100. Must have thought he was going to have the reaction time no matter what Fahad did. Jack, great placement. Perfect execution of getting control of this ball and taking that tight angle shot. I mean, delaying the flick and launching it right into the top right corner. Not flicking it too early. Just nearly impossible for Fahad to handle. I think it wasn't really the wrong idea to go up the inside of the net, potentially get the save. Just hard to counter that good of perfection, or sorry, that good of execution. Jack, will he take an air dribble? He hasn't been doing too much of this so far. And when he has, he does seem to like to take the low 50s. Fahad, touch on the side wall, forcing Jack away from the play, but the flick not that dangerous. Jack felt like he left the net open. I'm surprised Fahad didn't take an early shot. I guess he had faith that Jack would have made it back, and it seems like he could be right. Because Jack, speeding back to the back wall, has to throw on the brakes when he realizes Fahad is making a slow play, and then ends up being awkward. Yo, Sabin, thank you for the 5 gifted subs, man. I appreciate that. Sabin, an absolute gifting legend. Jack playing that awkward, but I think that's the reason why he ends up getting the touch over. He kind of pre-jumped and then tapped it on the way down when Fahad wouldn't have expected it. And that kind of switch up in the timing is what got it past. Jack in the air, the flip reset, the continuation, the final touch is what he needed. Fahad's going to give him the nice one. I think Fahad was positioned for this save after just the reset. He definitely would have had it, but with the one last continuation touch, Fahad couldn't get there. Jack killing it in the air. For the most part, he had been just setting up those flip resets for, you know, wave dashes in low 50s, but there he does execute in the air. This goal, not quite as fancy, but worth just as many points as Fahad just bumps Jack and takes it through the whole field. Sabin at 100 gifted. Wow, that's crazy, man. The support is unreal. Jack, these kickoff wins have been the difference for him. Fahad going to try and stick with this one. He got Jack up early. Got Jack to panic, and now he's even going to be able to get the 100 boost because Jack turned early as soon as he saw Fahad coming. Not only did Jack not pick up the 100, but he also didn't connect with the ball either. Fahad, nice shot. Jack having to avoid bumps at midfield. Playing with 0. Fahad lobs it to a spot that Jack cannot wave dash to cover, so the immediate power shot ties it up. 6-6. I think the internet fix might have reinvigorated Fahad, as he's looking like a new player here in game number 4. Jack rushing this ball quick, air dribble bump. Smart play, gets the demo, wants to close the distance as soon as possible. Not let Fahad, you know, get to where he wants to be. Force him to play this late shadow, which is easy pickings for somebody who knows how to air dribble bump. Fahad bounce dribble, 40 seconds left to go. Jack, good coverage, but Fahad didn't commit to that initial one too hard. He hedged his bets a bit so that he could follow up this play, and he still has the opportunity. Jack, that's a smart challenge. I bet you if we watched from Jack's perspective, he was completely locked in on demoing Fahad from the beginning. He wasn't even really trying to challenge. He knew that if he connects with the ball, it's okay, but no matter what, he's going to fly through and demo Fahad, so it's not going to matter too much how the challenge goes. 10 seconds left to go. Jack with the lead. Fahad with possession, though. Decent placement here. Jack needs to be careful with his clear, and he is. Taps it to himself. Wait, Fahad's underneath it. Fahad, can he get this in? Jack, he doesn't get back in time. Fahad, he does it. Jack, I thought he had this clear. Oh, jumping off the wall ends up being his demise. He thought he could finish it off and slam it to the ground if he used his flip. But I think he just needed to chill and wait a little bit longer. Fahad can use that back wall to roll it in and get a 7th. This would feel like a game steal if Fahad can somehow pull out game number 4, send this to an even series. It's a crucial game win, I would say, for Fahad, because going down 3-1 is tough to come back from, but he's going to have to try and do it. Jack able to collect the midfield boost, going behind the play and not getting punished for it. Fahad couldn't get control and then couldn't get back. 8-7 in favor of Jack. Or sorry, 8-7 in this game in favor of Jack. 3-1 in the series. Game number 5. The hill is a tough one to climb. Fahad is going to try and climb it in the Octane, though. Playing the first part of this series in the Fennec. I think he played the Feer Fest in the Octane. Players talk a lot about how different it feels to play in what is ultimately the same car according to the game engine, I'm pretty sure. Fahad. A counterattack on an ambitious shot attempt from Jack. I should set up auto-upload the ball chasing. Yeah, potentially. I think I have an irrational fear that everyone will take all the replays, re-record the video, and upload it to somewhere else, which I'm sure would not happen. Jack not able to get an angle off the back wall, but he does pick up the other corner boost. So he's in a great spot. I doubt he's going to use his ceiling reset that he got to shoot it. Instead, he's just trying to keep the pressure. Nice pop to keep the ball from heading back out to midfield. If it does, it'll give Fahad, a lot of space to potentially recover. And finally, Jack unable to steal the boost from Fahad. He's going to dive all the way in. He thinks he can beat Jack, but he can't. And now he's in much bigger trouble than he would have been. He could have went for a more neutral play, reset on boost himself. Oh, that's a great save, though, from Fahad. Seems like he keeps leaving windows open, but covering them in time. Fahad, bounce dribble, the bump. This is not the first time that Fahad has gotten a really tight bump. I wonder if you watch it from Jack's perspective, is Fahad trying to get underneath that? I think that actually is more just poor positioning from Jack than it is Fahad intentionally going for the bump there. I think Jack just challenged low, which is where Fahad's going to be, underneath the ball. Jack, low 50, sent away. Great recovery to tap that out of a shooting position. Fahad was definitely thinking counter. I don't know how Jack recovered to make that. I have to see it from his perspective. He might have come off the inside of the net, which would make it even more impressive. Jack, a bump and some open field. No, the score is not 2-2. It's 3-1 Jack. So far, Fahad was able to win game number 1. The rest of the games have been in favor of Jack. Jack, you know, these are the kind of plays that we don't usually see from him at all. Jack's the kind of player who basically never makes those kind of mistakes when we've seen him in the past, but trying to branch out a little bit on offense has resulted in some very easy counters for Fahad. Maybe Jack feeling good, feeling like he's on track for a win. Maybe going to branch out because of that, but I'm sure Fahad will quickly show him that he's going to have to play his top level game. Jack, great recovery. Landed awkward off the 50, but you wouldn't have known it watching Jack's ensuing 50s. Great dribble. Fahad did not expect this. It doesn't seem like that crazy of a dribble, but Fahad just takes a little bit too much time to go grab the 100. Not sure he'd been able to get a save without it anyways. Would have had to turn and get a tough one with, I think, only 11 is what he had. Fahad still with the lead, though. Trying to slot it in the top shelf. Jack taking a big trip out to midfield. And it was not as risky as it seemed. Could tell Fahad wasn't going to be able to get it around and punish him for it. Lots of open field. I was going to say, Jack has been early challenging these bounce dribbles because these bounce dribbles normally go really well for Fahad. And I felt like so far in the series, Jack has just been diving them early in the setup and has actually connected with most of them. So that was a great adjustment by Fahad to, you know, adjust or change the bounce in case of an early challenge for Jack. Fahad, big whiff, although I don't think it really mattered. Might have even been better for him as long as he had grabbed that 100 in stride. Absolutely bullying Jack. Not very nice of him. Jack, he's just reversing. Is he going to leave the play? No, he refused. He will not leave the play. He doesn't care that he doesn't have boost. And it's going to work out for him. Gets himself a possession here in the corner. This is a really tough angle. Man, he's tried to find some really hard ones and hasn't quite landed them in the past few attempts. Will he go wall to air dribble? No, he's going to cut it right back in field. He's had a lot of ground bumps, but he's going to save it himself. He launches himself off the back wall and gets the save. Fahad, nice read of Jack coming to challenge. It was a decent 50, but not good enough, man. Jack able to take it out to midfield. Score fourth. Fahad still with a 5-4 lead. Needs to hold on to it in the final moments. Trying to look for a demo there from Jack. Jack popping this high. I don't think he has the boost to come up and pressure it, though. Fahad doesn't want to either way. Would rather play it on the ground, play it safer. Back out to midfield. The cut. Jack can't get back to the play. 6-4. Fahad taking a lead in this game number 5. Trying to get himself 1 inch closer to taking down Jack in a best of 7. It's a long series. He's got to hold on to this 2-goal lead for 26 seconds, and I think that starts here with a nice save. That is likely the icing of the game because even if Jack scores soon, it's going to take him probably too much time. Fahad, no! What are you doing? He just saved his own shot. Trying to throw the flip reset on. Oh, it would be so tragic if he lost. I don't think he's going to. He's going to be able to save this pretty easily, and he'll be okay. But oh, that would have been tragic. Fahad getting his second game win using the power of the Octane. We'll head to game 6. Game number 6. Fahad, can he bring it back? We saw some of the nicest comebacks in Feer Fest 2. So it would be on brand to see another great comeback The thing is, though, I think both the best comebacks were done by Joriez, who seems to be on another level. Specifically with the mental game, comebacks are very, very tough. And that was what I was most impressed by from Joriez. I've also seen Rawas. Rawas has had some really tough comebacks in the past. And actually, they were also on Moxie. So wait a second. Maybe we're seeing a little bit of a trend. Both Joriez and Rawas had serious comebacks against Moxie. Yo, Omar, thank you for the 5 gifted subs, man. Oh, you're continuing it from Sabin. Yeah, I appreciate it so much. You guys are hooking me up with support. Jack double jumping this over the top of Fahad. But yeah, I mean, the mental game of in a comeback is really, really tough. And I'm very impressed by both Rawas, both Joriez. Some of the guys have also had some tough comebacks before. But it's just a great mentality to have. I think, I get the idea from Joriez that he's just never too affected by whatever's going on the field, which is perfect to have. I think Jack also seems to be a guy not very effective. And we'll find out how Fahad reacts to a tough start to his series. Seems like he's doing well so far. Nice flick. 2-2. Ferry and Khaled are the kings of comebacks. Yeah, I think that's how you become a 1v1 great. You have to be able to mentally stay in some tough games and come back. And without that, you're always going to have a tough time because you can't start out every series perfect. But as long as you stay mentally in control. Jack, a dribble. He takes it to the ground and uses the bounce instead. Didn't really have the best of setups on it. So no question why he took it to the ground and instead played the continuation. But Fahad playing from the ground. Not able to get the save. Fahad has at least neutralized the kickoffs. This is a great double jump. Jack just going to give him a nice shot. It's such a slow play. But threatening the Goomba stomp on Jack. He just has to watch it go in. Jack, dude. We watch too much North American 1v1. That is a wall to air dribble every single day of the week. But instead, Jack just gets a very solid goal. Cuts it infield, goes for a double jump, tries to get the same exact play that Fahad just got, and scores it much more securely than if he had taken a crazy wall to air dribble. Midfield challenge, fairly neutral for both these guys. Another challenge again as these two race each other for possession. Jack gets the 100. He's just going to bump Fahad out of the way. He's had enough of us racing at the midfield. But Fahad, he might actually come away with this one. Jack needs a crazy last-second touch to save it off the back wall. Fahad keeping the pressure on despite having the boost disadvantage against Jack for the past many, many plays. He is able to get the 100 here. He wants to demo Jack, and Jack knows it, so he's having to flip himself past the point of possession. Fahad, nice box out. Keep Jack out of the way. He needs a good pre-flip, and if Jack had touched him a little bit harder on the bump, then he might have been able to get him off the line. Oh, did he turn away from Fahad, or did he just get bumped away from Fahad? Because I felt like he should have turned into him and just tried to get him slightly disoriented. Fahad, nice win. Just a quick play. I mean, Jack wasn't even rushed. It didn't seem like he thought he needed to race to this back corner. But obviously he did. Fahad recovering with haste and getting himself a fifth. Once again, this is a wall to air dribble every single day of the week. We watch too many Evo games. Jack is not going to take him. Jack, low air dribble. We talk about it all the time. Have to get those air dribble bumps to cross in the air over the goal line. If you let them bounce, defenders can just hang out underneath them and get the save with really no sweat at all. Jack, not a bad way to try and get himself back into this game. I'm surprised we actually haven't seen more fake kickoffs from Fahad. I think he has faked the past couple diagonals, or at least, you know, half the diagonals he seems to be faking now. And I think that's a good idea. Jack has certainly had the edge. Jack, really quick recovery to come up and clear this one away, but he's just used up all his boost now. So Fahad is going to have a great shot opportunity. He tried to play it fast before Jack got back, but Jack got the 100 and got back. Able to make the save. Fahad chased up the ball, going to throw a close one because Jack was trying to kill him. Fahad, soft flick. Trying to get Jack up in the air. Trying to get an extended attack, but what he gets instead is Jack the other way. Playing it on very little. He tried to get a breezy, it seemed like, and I think that would have been a potential goal if he could finish it off, but you see he kind of clashed with the ground. Couldn't get the spin on what was probably very little boost to use. Fahad up 1. 40 seconds left to go. Fahad has always tried to cut and take those power shots. Jack has only occasionally been able to recognize that and save them before they happen. Jack has to pull off the ball. He doesn't want to play a zero boost possession, even though he only has 30 seconds. Might have been his last time to control the ball. But ultimately, deciding that the 100 boost was worth it. A great challenge. A tight angle. Oh my goodness, what a save, Fahad. Jack didn't get a lot of strength on it, but he needed to make sure that the angle was good. He has no choice but to power shot this here on the volley. He doesn't have any boost, so it's not going to be that great of a shot. But Jack saving that last one, or sorry, Fahad saving that last one off the post. Now Fahad can fight Jack off the ball. It'll hit the ground. Fahad going to send this to game 7, like everybody wanted to see in this best of 7. Can Fahad do it? Coming off of one of the best performances we've seen in the tournament in recent memory, Fahad taking the Feer Fest 2, not with ease, but certainly a dominant performance. But he didn't have to play ApparentlyJack. So can he prove that it didn't matter? If Jack was there, he still would have gotten the win. This is his opportunity to do so. He's had to come back from down 3-1 against Jack. He has sent it now to game 7. Jack will be the first to score here as he gets the early edge. Not going to phase a guy like Fahad. He's come too far to get down just because he's going down early in game number 7. Fahad, I'm surprised he didn't do a nice camera check to see if Jack was staying close or going to the corner, because you see defenders play that, you know, both ways pretty equally. And just a quick snap of the camera would have let him know Jack was going back, but maybe he knew that somehow without checking. You know, it wouldn't surprise me if this guy more in tune with the sounds of Rocket League to tell that just based off what Jack sounds like that he's going to the back corner. Jack, a pass to himself, and shoots it off the volley. Fahad could not get back in time. Jack, the kickoff possessions, they're the reason why he got his 3-1 lead. And I'm sure he would love to be able to finish off the whole best of 7 on the back of solid kickoffs. Fahad's going to win this race to the corner. I'm not sure why Jack even flipped into the corner. He didn't really have a chance of getting it. And then he had to, you know, recover late at the midfield. Fahad's done a good job of punishing those early challenges. Chat, you guys are going to make me pull your 69 privileges away. Everybody on YouTube, can't even see what's going on. They think the chat is just going regular because those point redemptions, they don't show up on the screen. But everybody is... yeah, thank you, at least IL, for showing everybody what they're all doing. I knew addressing it was the wrong idea. It's just going to fuel the fire. But Jack, man, another kickoff possession. Looks like another goal. 5-1. He has just been crushing it. And although Fahad had been able to neutralize it... Oh, wait a second. Oh, yeah, his ping is going back up, man. That's a good point. That was something we saw when Jack was destroying it earlier. With same score? Okay, we're going to go find another server. All right. 100 ping. Hopefully not too bad. 4-1, 340. Sounds good. These guys are going to set up 4-1, 340 for us. Durations for a minute. Rock, paper, scissors. Oh, okay. Let's go. Wait, rock, paper, scissors on 4 minutes. Chat, who do you guys have? You're not going to be able to say in time. I got Fahad. Fahad's winning this. Easy win for Fahad. Oh, tie. Wait. 345. All right. I still have Fahad. Wait, Fahad's going to go paper. He's so smart. Jack's a double rocker. Jack's a double rocker. You just know it. But Fahad's going to go paper. Oh, no! Fahad went scissors, dude. He got ahead of the paper. Let's go. I got Fahad right. I just didn't get the exact goal. Wait, sorry. Is it 339? Is that what they said? It looks like they're going to play it off this next kickoff. All right, we are back in the action. Fahad won the rock, paper, scissors. And the mental game is completely dominated by Fahad now. Why Jack would ever agree to play rock, paper, scissors against Fahad, I don't know. This is the most secure comeback I've ever seen now. Fahad just knows everything about Jack. 2 steps ahead of him. Oh, that's a great flick. Somehow survived that bump, though. I thought Jack was certainly going to be going fast enough. Jack pinch on the back wall. Fahad doesn't really need to panic too much. He's just going to save his boost. He did get the counter, and he got it. A second. Scissors, he says, as he scores. And the first goal back as we get him a new server. I don't know if I mentioned it, but Jack, who checks... Oh, dude, he's got 160 again, man. Jack, who checks the ping a little bit more regularly than me, noticed that Fahad had some terrible ping in the previous server. I have a feeling it's just kind of on Fahad's internet side. But when Fahad has been getting destroyed on these kickoffs, Jack has been noticing, I think, that Fahad's ping is going up, man. It's happening again. It's a bummer. We saw Fahad win on 180 ping against KV1. So, you know, I'm sure we're all still believers. But it's too bad that he couldn't get like 80 the whole way. (6-2) in favor of Jack. Jack with possession in midfield. A nice carry. Fahad's just going to try and react to it. Did not come up to challenge him on the air dribble. I don't think Jack got the flip reset necessarily. He just catches and flicks. And Fahad gets caught watching. Halfway through the game, 5-goal lead. Bigger comebacks have happened. But not going to be easy for Fahad. Fahad trying to see if Jack will head back to net there. Wait, that's such a strong flick. Great pre-flip. Wow, that's a good play from Fahad. He kind of created a shot out of a place that did not seem like he'd be able to grab one. But just a really good initial flick to get the ball past Jack, and then the immediate pre-flip, which is what he needed to do. What are the biggest 1v1 comebacks? I don't know. There are some serious 1v1 comebacks. The most recent, you know, just because we've been talking Feer Fest, certainly Joria's and Moxie was about as big as this one would have to be. It was a 5 or 6 goal comeback with about half the game left. Fahad, a great kickoff win. We're going to need to see him in control of kickoffs basically the rest of this game if we want to see him come back. And also, Jack has been challenging his dribbles early pretty consistently. I mean, that time it worked. In the past few times, maybe farther back on the field, it hasn't, and that's because Fahad probably has a little bit more confidence early flicking, whereas he might not really have space to do that closer to the net. But it's time to start thinking about how to get it past that early Jack challenge, because that's what he's been sticking with. It's been paying off for him. Neither one of these guys finding much offense, and that heavily favors Jack as he already has his massive lead. A minute left to go. 5 goals to score. Certainly, this would be one of the craziest comebacks. Fahad holding on to the 38 boost that he has. Does not want to use it for no reason on the save, even though Jack is playing like a madman around the field. He just will not slow down, and it causes him to miss. Fahad will get his 4th. Jack just trying to wave dash and instantly jump off of it, but he wave dashed himself away from the play. Fahad, another kickoff possession. This is what comebacks are made of. Oh, I thought for a second he might have tricked Jack into getting out of position, but with absolutely no boost, it is going to be hard to get a shot. Jack taking it to the ceiling. This time I think he did get the reset, but not going to use it. Fahad, that reset just taps the ball away from him, loses possession for him, and he needs it. I mean, 14 seconds left to go. I think it's over, chat. Jack making a good argument that maybe he would have been the Fear Fest 2 champion had he been able to play. But a great performance from both these guys. Fahad, man, it is tough, dude. We're playing on EU servers. Who would have thought that the most scuffed server in all of Fear Fest 2 related games would have been an EU versus Middle East game? That's normally a pretty tame ping-wise matchup. These guys passing back and forth to each other. How long can we stay at 0 seconds? Wait, Jack doubling it on his own net to finish. You love to see it. Jack with the win. The great pass from Fahad. Jack eats it up. 8-5, GG's best of 7 in favor of ApparentlyJack. But a good series. And a good couple of players who seem to have a good attitude. Sorry about the bringing you down to rematch. Ooh, Jack down to rematch sometime with the same or similar prize pool.